Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Wendy here from Little Nest Crafts. Thank you for joining me this evening. This is another video in the Bugtopia and Entomology story that's hosted by Suzanne over at NonStopPaperCrafts and Mandy over at Sunshine and Doors, who've got together and have put on this great collaboration. And in order for you to participate in the collaboration, they've produced two beautiful entomology themed kits. So if you're into anything creepy crawly ish and butterflies and wildlife, then these are the kits for you. Now, my previous video, I actually showed you how to make an ephemera holder using Suzanne's half of the kit. So what I've done is I've produced another ephemera holder using Mandy's half of the kit. Both kits can be used together, but I decided I wanted to keep Suzanne's separate and Mandy's separate and display them, you know, sort of individually. But as I say, they can be combined because they're the same theme, just slightly different in colour and different ephemera and things like that. So if you want to make a big bumper journal, then, you know, get both kits and you'll have enough ephemera and, you know, other bits and bobs to more than fill a bit, you know, a big bumper journal. So without further ado, if you want to follow the collaboration, just put hashtag Bugtopia and all the design team members that are taking part will post their videos, and anybody else who's making things with the kit are posting videos with that hashtag. So it'll take you to what they're making with the kit if you're short of ideas and inspiration. And there's some great collaborators, as I say, taking part. So this is the little journal that well, it's not a journal, it's an ephemera holder. The one I made with Suzanne's kit is sold and it's winging its way down to the south of England as we speak. And so thank you for that. The lady who purchased it from me, I'm thrilled, and I hope that you like it when you receive it. Now this one I've made is slightly different. It's slightly larger in size, only fractionally, and there's an extra couple of pages in it as well, I think, or an extra page, and obviously it's got different colour and different ephemera in it. I've done a similar theme. I put tulle behind the topper on the previous one, and I've used on this one some cheesecloth, so it's a bit more shabby, but I quite like that effect. And you've got a similar theme where you've got a topper with butterflies on, and I've used some of this leaf trim, and I've also put in some eyelash trim that I thought the colours complemented the kit. Now this little button here is the freebie that was released by Mandy, and I think they're great. It's to make some faux bottle tops, but this might not be quite dry, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put something underneath my book just to stop the page from touching my cloth here, because it'll leave an indentation on the glossy accents that I've put on here, so it makes it more raised. And this is what glossy accents looks like, because I did have a question after posting this picture in Mandy's Facebook page, where a lady asked me what I'd use to make the button sort of domed on there. So yeah, it was done with glossy accent, but it does take about 24 hours to dry properly, really, to harden it off. the closures just with a couple of large eyelets, and I'll show you the back because I didn't put any photographs in the back. I posted some photographs in the Facebook group, but and it's also in my coffee shop because this is in my coffee shop. But I didn't put any photographs on the back for the same reason that that little button is dry. So I'll give you a glance of the back of the book. Oops, a daisy. So there we go. I'll open that, and I'm just going to move it over to make sure you're in shot and to make sure that that is not in the way. So I'll see if I can. Oops. I want it close enough so you can see the details, but far enough that you know I can fit it all in on the page. So here you've got a pocket, and it's because it's been made with some Amazon packaging. It is very wavy because it's a padded envelope, so you know, it's a bit rustic, shall we say. I've made a pocket here that's got a lace trim, and I've collaged it with a piece of the design from one of the backing papers and put in a fussy cut bee there. And these are the 3 tags, large tags that you get in the kit, and I've printed these off twice to give you 6 large tags in this kit. So that's the first page, and here these are library cards, and you've got double the quantity because I've printed these off twice as well to give you extras. So you've got 2 B1s, and these here are the pockets to go on the front, but you don't have to use these as pockets for the front of your library cards. You can, you know, do with them what you wish, but they are the pockets that have Mandy's designed to go on the front of these. I've done one just as a aid to memoir, if you like, and you've got 2 bee ones, 2 beetle ones, and 2 ladybird ones, and they're all in that front pocket. Here I've made a little field note notebook, and there's lots of pages in there for you to write in all about your bugs and creepy crawlies. And here you've got some word cards, and I think these are great. I love these, Mandy. Really good. I'll be using those in my bee albums as well. So great. And here you've got some more different sizes, large ones and medium ones, and they're the small ones. So you've got plenty to be going on with there. Oops, a daisy, and one I missed there. And here you've got some tags, different coloured tags. And on the last album, I did actually punch the holes on these, but I thought you might not want to have holes in, you might want to use them a different way. So I've left these with the holes unpunched, but I have inked. Everything in this folio has been inked to save you inking. So it saves you time when you're doing your crafting. Here you've got some great little number cards, and I love the way that Mandy's made the insects larger than the cards so they hang over the edge. Great idea, I love that. And I'm trying to tuck these in without folding anything over. Once they're in the pockets, they should be safe from that. So there's about 30 pockets in here, if I've calculated correctly. And then you've got, I think it's 5 belly bands. So here you've got a little possibility of making a journal, and I didn't do that because you might want to use these in another way. So I've left them as is. And this pocket is a single pocket, so you can actually put some larger tags in here. And I've also, with this journal, I've made it so that there's a bit more space at the top for your tags, so that when it's standing on your shelf, your tags will be protected in height. Here you've got some fussy cuts, and what I've done is I did watch a video that Steph had done over in Hilltop View Journals, and she's used the tiniest bit of glue behind her fussy cuts and stuck them on her belly bands. And I thought, what a great idea, because you can just gently, really gently peel them off, and then you can put other ones, you know, if you cut any more, you can stick them on. And it saves tucking them in the pockets and damaging the wings and things like that of delicate ephemera. Here you've got a large specimen card there, and I haven't cut out. I've left that for the person who's buying the journal. Here you've got a couple of different sized magnifying glass, and you've got an array of tickets here, some with numbers, some with insects on, you know, and descriptions of the insect, but you know, from book page. You've got some little oval frames and some ornate frames in 2 different sizes, and you've got these little specimen cards here as well. So there's an array of different, you've got plain ones as well, little plain ones. So there's lots of labels in there. Here you've got some medium-sized tags in blue and in a rustic colour, and here you've got another 3, 4 chunky little tags here with beautiful designs on. And as I say, they've all been inked, and yeah. Now these 2 are to make you a little like waterfall card and little waterfall notebook, and Mandy's put your score lines on. So I've scored this one, but I've only scored the middle one on this because I didn't know whether you wanted to do something else with that. And then what you do in here, you've got these to put inside. So when you're using your journal, these have been scored like that, so it makes you a little notebook like that. And then you put your things inside, you glue them on these little hinges here. So you've got that like that. You do each one, and obviously you put them in order of your tabs so that they sit like that. And then you've got some spares here, but these are plain ones, so you can stamp on these, you can put fussy cuts on them, collage on them, do what you will, but there's a range. And there's also this one where you cut out the middle, and you're supposed to put some cellophane behind there, and then, you know, put an insect or something on it. So the choice is yours to do that. So if I put those in there, and that can go back in this pocket. Here you've got a belly band just with some lovely print here, and I've left it joined together because I didn't know whether you wanted to make another notebook and put in some papers, or whether you want it just as a journaling card. And you've got more fussy cuts on the belly band. Here you've got lots of butterflies and things. I've added extras out of my stash. So there's loads of butterflies and beetles in there. There's lots of words and things from the kit. Stuffed in these pockets, you've got different sorts of labels. You've got fancy labels, And then you've got some little tiny butterfly labels and things on there. And then in the top here, there's a range of different little cards with numbers on in a variety of themes, variety of insects, should I say. And then you've got some that are like this with beetles on, and then you've got some that are like these with the different creatures on as well. A couple more. You've got a bingo card there and a big beetle there. That's tucked behind the belly band. Some more fussy cuts there. Here you've got a range of pockets of different with different diagrams on. So there's 4 big pockets there. And then in the top here you've got some smaller pockets, another card. So you've got 3 pockets there. That I've put behind there. Here you've got some larger cards here with your tabs on. And then here you've got some little specimen cards with the windows need cutting out. So you've got 3 there. 4 there actually, 4. You've got 4 little specimen cards there. Here you've got a little envelope with a bee, and then you've got 2 more tiny envelopes here that just need folding along the score lines. You've got some tags here, some medium-sized tags. And here you've got some plain pockets, a couple of those, some more tiny little tiny labels here. So I've spent hours today cutting out, as you can see, and it's all hand done because I didn't want to put them in my Cricut because I don't know how to keep them the same size. At the moment, all I can do is print and cut, and if I do that, it means it reduces the size of all the ephemera, and I wanted the ephemera to stay the same. So I've got to contact our Rose, because she did give us a tutorial at Rachel and Bella's craft retreat, but I can't remember just how she did that part of the tutorial. So I'm going to have to get her to refresh my memory. So we've got some more specimen cards here, and lovely ones they are too. Some of them I've doubled up where I've printed some things twice to give you a few more. So you've got those there. And then in the top here, you've got some more little pockets, and these are the small pockets. And you've got a couple of pieces of, 3 more pieces of ephemera there. And that is it, apart from in the back, you've got another pocket here with another 3 of those ginormous tags. Everything has been backed with the backing paper from the kit, and I hope that you have great fun with it when you purchase it from Suzanne and Mandy's shops. So everybody, that is the ephemera journal. I hope that you like it. As I say, if you've never made an ephemera holder before, do pop along to my video that I made a couple of days ago, and you will see the one I made for Suzanne, and it's exactly the same process that I've done to produce this ephemera holder. So I do hope that you like it, and I hope that you'll give me a like and subscribe if you want to view any more of my content. I have got a few more projects up my sleeve, and I've still got to finish off my lovely dressmaker's journal. So that's a work in progress. And I've got a little journal that I'm working on behind the scenes, where I bought some papers from Angela Kerr. So there's a few things going on. So until my next video, please stay tuned, as it were, and I look forward to seeing you again. So until then, be kind to each other and stay safe. Bye for now. Bye.